I think my boyfriend cheated on me while on his trip to Hawaii. Would it be wise to break up with him? Hey friends, come on in. I'm Mike, and today we're playing Stay or Leave, where we look at relationship drama and determine if they should work it out or walk away. I don't know why I did that accent.
Giddy up!
I think my female 20 boyfriend, male 19, cheated on me while on his trip to Hawaii. I, 20 female, and my boyfriend, 19 male, have been dating for about 2 months now. For some background, I had a previous relationship of about 2 years, and the breakup came as a shock to me. My current boyfriend helped me get out of the depression I felt afterwards, and I ended up falling head over heels for him. He is genuinely such an amazing person, and I wouldn't want anyone else. Aww.
So cute!
For some background knowledge, I am pretty awkward and introverted person. I don't go out much, I struggle socially, and I only have 2 to 3 close friends. Because of that, I tend to get attached to the people who I think care about me, since I don't receive that kind of attention very often. I have a group chat called 4 Quarters, and it came from this time where me and my really close friends had a few gold ones, and my friend Mike said 4 quarters is worth more than 100 pennies. And I think about that a lot.
Okay.
My boyfriend is the complete opposite. He's always out with friends, constantly busy in multiple group chats, and has a very confident, I take no shiza personality, while I'm extremely non-confrontational. Now for the first month of dating, everything was amazing. It's the honeymoon phase, so he was incredibly affectionate, the sweetest to my family, and he would always shower me with compliments and send me paragraphs about how amazing I am. I kind of want to date this guy. When summer started, we spent all of our time together, and he would cancel plans with his friends just to be by my side. But here comes the issue. Because it's summer, we are everywhere at once, and it is really busy. As luck would have it, we had 3 vacations fall back to back, and we couldn't see each other for a month. I went to Vegas for a week. He went to a camp the day before I got back from Vegas. And the day after he got back from that camp, he left straight to Hawaii, where he stayed for 2 weeks. Or as my friend Brad calls it, Hawaii. He's from Hawaii, he was born there. During this time, he sent me long texts and was still a lovely person, but as soon as he got to Hawaii, all that changed. Did he get laid? Sorry, that was low-hanging fruit. He texted me one day and told me that he went to a party and did something stupid, but refused to elaborate on what. This is important for later. The day he got back from Hawaii, he came over to my house and immediately seemed really off. To start, he didn't tell me he was on his way, and when he got to my house and I opened the door and ran to hug him, he didn't hug me back and just stood there. Oh God, that's when your stomach just sinks and your fart really stinks. We usually hang out on the couch together. This time he didn't sit next to me on the couch. He sat on the opposite end of it. When I scooted closer, he backed up.
That doesn't feel right.
Seems like he's acting a little bit freaky.
I wonder what it is.
This was really unlike him, since at past gatherings, he would always be next to me and have his arm over my shoulder. A lot else happened during this hangout, and it was all just screaming red flags. I noticed that he unpinned me from his phone and changed my contact name back to my actual name.
Say what?
Whoa. I don't like that. I don't know why Charlotte is actually just Charlotte in my phone. I should change it to something else, like poop cheese or something. I don't know why I just said poop cheese. You guys want to see Charlotte's contact photo? Check it out. It was no longer the cute nickname he had for me. He stated his reasoning for this was because his family made fun of him for it, which I only halfway believe. After I noticed and mentioned this, he also changed me off his home screen in front of my face and changed it to a meme. Also, like, why is your home screen a meme? Right now, I'm leaning towards possibly leaving. I don't know. This next part involves my ex-boyfriend, who we will call Matt for ease of understanding. My boyfriend recently downloaded Instagram, and he asked to follow Matt, who he literally just helped me get over. My boyfriend followed Matt on Instagram and proceeded to send him a DM all in front of my face. This is important because throughout the rest of the hangout, he kept pulling up Matt's Instagram in front of my eyes and bringing my attention to it. My boyfriend also changed my initial off of his Instagram bio.
This is insane, you fool!
This is like some sketchy behavior.
What the hell is going on here?
So at this point in time, it is starting to seem to me he is removing any trace of me being his girlfriend from social media. Uh-oh. There is history between Matt and my boyfriend, as they used to be friends and actually ended up rekindling their friendship after boyfriend told Matt he was dating me. He then texted me telling me that Matt was talking shiza about me at camp because they were at camp together, telling my boyfriend things like to be careful around me. This makes me believe that Matt told my boyfriend something about me that wasn't true. Now back to the hangout. Me and my boyfriend later had a conversation about the rest of the summer. He originally had this week blocked off to hang out with me because this is the last week we can spend together before college starts again. But now he told me that he had this week fully filled to be with his friends. I didn't mind since he and I have hung out a lot, so I I shifted the conversation to school and what would happen with that. Because we are not in the same grade or have the same major, we wouldn't have any classes together. I brought up the idea about meeting during passing periods. He said it would be weird and that people would make fun of me for dating someone younger. I told him I didn't care what other people thought and that I only cared about him, and he repeated his statement that it's odd and he wouldn't be seeing me during school. I should mention that I am 2 grades ahead of him in college. I mean, Charlotte's older than me. I didn't really care. When I was in college, or university, as they call it here in Canada, I had a girlfriend and she was like 4 years older than me. And to top it all off, my boyfriend also has been dry texting me for a week, and this started about 3 days into his trip to Hawaii. He hasn't given me any more than 1 to 3 word answers throughout this time. These are the few main things that happened over the span of this one-day hangout. And after it all, he left without saying a word to me. Now back to the title of this post. I was really confused after his weird behavior around me, so I reached out to a few friends for help, one of which suggested he cheated on me. And unfortunately, I do believe this is possible because of how he brought up doing something stupid at a party in Hawaii and refusing to elaborate. I need to breathe better when I read. Sorry, that was a long sentence. This is a very plausible situation. Him being all cryptic and then removing you and stuff. Either he cheated on you and or your ex, aka Matt, was telling him some weird shiza about you. So let's see, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't know what to do from here. I asked him to call me and he blew me off, and even then I still don't know how to bring it up in the first place. I need help. Am I insane for thinking this? Do I break up with him over this and try to mend the relationship? That's why we're here. Great question. Let's answer this together. Let's go through all the facts, okay? He was being really cryptic when he was away in Hawaii. Now, granted, sometimes you're on vacation with family and you're busy and you want to just enjoy the vacation. Okay. That's fine. Saying that he did something weird at a party but didn't tell you what? Huge red flag. Removing your initial from his Instagram bio? Another red flag. Changing your photo and contact name to just your name? And then next, changing his background from a photo of you to a meme? I don't know. Seems a little fishy to me.
That's a bingo.
Something spicy, something stinky and fishy's going on in here. Let's see what the comments say. Girl, you're 20. Trust me, the wise choice is always to break up with them. Yeah, it's a little sketchy. This guy's kind of being a bit weird, to be honest with you. Next comment. Yes, it would be wise to break up with him. Possibly the wisest decision you'll have made so far in your life. I love how dramatic this is. OP responds, the worst part is I don't know why he flipped a switch. I don't think he cheated, but it's the only logical explanation. See, like if he was an older guy and had a bit more life experience, I think he would explain to you why he's acting the way he is, but he's 19 or 20 rather. He's young. He doesn't know how to do that. So what's he doing? He's distancing you and doing it passively. I think worst case, he cheated on you and he's not being a true man about it and confessing and being upfront. The other option is that Matt could have confided in him and told him some untrue or compromising information about you, about your personality, or just talking shiza. And he took it to heart because him and Matt are bros, which is also kind of weird. And now he's trying to distance himself from you without actually having to confront you about it. This is kind of a funny comment. He helped you get over your ex. Call this a win and move on. It's true. That's what rebounds are for, right? Help you get over your exes. The fact that at no point did you mention bringing any of this up to him is absolutely wild to me. He's not sitting by you on the couch. He's dry texting you. He's not letting you hug him. What normal relationship would just let these things slide? Talk to him. Ask him. Don't just post on Reddit. That shows how immature you are in this as well. Okay, a little shade thrown at OP there, but she came out of a relationship where she was treated like crap. She's overthinking it. She has this new relationship. She's fallen head over heels with this guy. Of course, she's like overthinking it. And that's what we do when we're young and we're in love. So I can empathize. OP did respond to this spice. I did mention it all to him, which I probably should have stated here. The couch thing, I told him to sit by me and asked why he was distancing, and he shrugged. The dry texting, I've brought it up multiple times leading up to this post. The not letting me hug him is the only thing I didn't mention since it was the same day he returned from Hawaii, and I think it was some form of being tired. I've never made a Reddit post. I had this account a year ago and deleted Reddit, but my friend told me to re-download it and ask for advice here. That's why we're here. We're here to help. We're here to provide some context. Guess what? We got an update. Oh, yeah.
I love updates. I love updates.
You ready? Okay, here we go. Long story short, I texted my now ex. Shocker. Long story short, I texted my now ex-boyfriend that same day to tell him I really needed to call him and talk things out. He told me he couldn't since he had just left to finish off the night with his family, which I understood. So I told him that I needed to call and talk to him that next day. He said he would try. What do you mean said he would try?
Pick up the phone, you dingus.
That day comes around and I gave him a reminder to call me, and he said he would after he ate breakfast. Then he texted me saying he was going out with friends in 10 minutes, so he blew me off then. Dude, this guy is avoiding you. He is so guilty. Ugh. But I love how I know that you break up with him, so it makes me like be able to tolerate this a bit more. Yeah. He's being a coward and needs to be confronted, and he needs to confess and take accountability for what he did.
Where were we?
I texted him 6 hours later asking if he was available, and he said no. 10 p.m. rolls around. I tell him he forgot to call me, and all he has to say about it is, sorry. I told him forget it and that I was going to bed. Bro, I would drive to his house and bang on his door. And if he wasn't there, I'd wait there until he got back. That's just me though. I'm a little crazy. I'm a crazy. The next day I told him he blew me off. I can't attach screenshots on this computer since I don't have access to the texts, but I will type out the conversation here. It went out something like this. Hey, you kind of blew me off yesterday. What? How? Be so for real. What, dude? I gave you a day's notice. I wanted to call because you aren't available all week. You said you'd call after you ate, then immediately said you were leaving, which there's no communication at all. Then later you kept calling me, telling me you would, but never did. I get you're busy, but you really gotta communicate. You kept saying you'd try, but not at one point did you say you couldn't call. You're making such a big deal out of all of this. Big deal? Scene. Like my acting? It's pretty good, huh? Not bad, not bad, not bad. Then he told me I was making a big deal out of this, then stopped responding to my messages, leaving me as the one who apologized. Later that same day, I went ice skating for the first time in a while and fell a lot, which destroyed my knees. This is important because me and him both work at a karate studio. I told him I couldn't go to work that day because of my knee, and he told me he was going. I ended up showing up anyways because I really needed to talk to him since he still hadn't called me at that point, and my knees would be okay if I put light work on them. But he wasn't there for our time slot. I waited assuming he was late, but he never showed up. Bro, this guy is such a coward. He is not facing any accountability at all. Why is he being, I guess he's just young. God, I'm sorry about your knees.
Ouch!
Me being a hockey player and skating a lot, I've fallen on my knees before and it is sucky. So I shot him a text because I needed to test him since I had an intuition something was up. I asked, how was karate? And he said, good. Bro, this guy is full of shiza. He lied right to my face because he never showed up in the first place. I called him out for his bullshiza and he acted stupid about it. I told him he needed to tell me what the hell was going on or it's over. He told me things have changed and he doesn't care much in the relationship like I do. So he broke it off before I could. Over text. What a loser. At the very least, a phone call. Shows how immature this guy is. He was avoiding this whole thing. Honestly, I think this is a good thing. So yes, this is an update to my post. He never told me exactly what he did at that party, but he did assure me that he didn't cheat. I don't know what to believe because if he lied to me about something as simple as attending work, who knows what else he lied about. Edit. A lot of people in the comments are saying I didn't confront him about all this originally. I forgot to mention that I did in fact bring these issues up. When he didn't sit next to me, I sat closer and asked why he was social distancing and that he should sit next to me. He sided off. The following of my ex, I told him absolutely not and to unfollow him multiple times. He didn't listen, not letting me hug him. It was the same day he got back from Hawaii and I assumed he was tired since he just landed 4 to 5 hours before. And the dry texting I had brought up multiple times before, he said he'd do better, but it got worse. And we have one final update.
Yes!
It's short and to the point. Update 2. He cheated and lied to me about it. Shocker. This guy's an absolute coward. Own up to it, man. You're in a way better situation having avoided this guy. I love that comment earlier where it was like, thank him for helping you get over your ex. Not every guy is like this, and I hope moving forward you find someone who treats you with respect and who you can trust. Being cheated on can really ruin your ability to trust someone, but I hope that you find that ability to trust someone again, and I hope you find someone who deserves you. So a few more comments here. Begging a guy to talk it out with you who constantly puts you in second place is extremely desperate and ego boosting for him. Just dump a man and move on next time. I kind of appreciate the fact that you pushed him to talk because eventually you got it out of him and you made him confess. It's embarrassing that it took him that long and that much pressure to actually say something to you and give you a reason. I respect the fact that you kind of went after him. I like the response. Honestly, whether he cheated almost stopped being the important part. The lying, the disappearing, and making you chase basic communication would have been enough for me to walk away too. Walking away is the easy thing. Getting an answer, you got your closure, first of all. You forced him to man up to his mistake, and I respect that, Shiza. The second you start having to schedule a conversation with a boyfriend, just end it. I'm glad you're out of that. It's not that healthy relationships are effortless. It's that healthy relationships, there's a level of respect. Sometimes you get busy, that's okay, but in a good relationship, you want to communicate with each other. When you're you're 19 and 20, you don't really know how to properly communicate in relationships. Maybe there are some outliers, but you're still figuring it all out. I'm glad you got out of this one. Girl. Also, why the heck did you apologize to him? I was so proud when you started the post with saying he was your ex, only to feel some kind of way after learning he was the one who ended it. For the future, you do not need the talk. You do not need a proof of cheating. Just leave. Don't do this to yourself. OP responds, unfortunately, I'm the type of person who tends to end up apologizing for things I didn't do wrong. This whole thing has made me realize I need to put my foot down and man the F up. You don't deserve to be in a relationship like this. Nobody does. I guess the story ended the way we wanted because I think that you should definitely leave. Go as far as you can, and you did, which I'm very, very happy about. I'm happy this is over. Moving on! Story 2, which is 2 in French. My boyfriend, 30 male, wants to see some changes in me, 29 female, before proposing. Are his asks reasonable? If I proposed some changes to Charlotte before I proposed to her, she would propose that I kiss my own ass. So my boyfriend, 30 male, and I, 29 female, have been dating for 2.5 years now, and we've talked about marriage and stuff right from the start, and we're on the same page of our intent with getting into a relationship. We've been long distance from the start, 2.5 hours away from each other, but we visit frequently. I mean, good for you. Long distance relationships are really, really tough. If you can survive long distance relationships for a long period of time, then that says a lot about the connection that the two of you have. Our families became very close very quickly. They get along very well. At the start of the relationship, he kind of love bombed me and then admitted he had rose tinted glasses when he realized I wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. Marriage and relationships are a choice to love the person that you're with and to accept the faults that they have. I'll give you a piece of advice for free. You're not perfect and nobody's perfect. This is just a big red stinky flag, a poop flag. His interests are in financial investing, personal development, and fitness. Is he a looks maxer? When I met him, he didn't have a job and was day trading, living at home with his parents, which, to be honest, in my culture, Middle Eastern, isn't a big shock since a lot of men live at home till they marry. I did think the day trading was a bit weird because he wasn't making nearly enough to support himself, but his family was supporting him as he's an only child and was going to school for an MBA in the fall. He previously did engineering and tried to make his own startup, but it failed, and then started day trading, but just recently got a corporate job. I currently still live at home too, and I work as an engineer. Anyway, the first thing that he said he had an issue with me was I wasn't that interested in learning about investing. I made a comment how I want my husband to handle all of our investments because I didn't want to deal with it. I guess he took that as I have no drive because I wasn't interested in learning how to invest money. I guess in my mind, I didn't really look at it like that. If I needed to, I could learn it, but I figured if he's so passionate about it and likes it, I'd be okay with him just doing it. But I guess he wants someone to do it together with. So because of that, I bought a couple books and learned more about it and started investing some money through third-party apps, and it's been fine. I have a pretty diverse portfolio, but I don't day trade or anything like that. He still encourages me to learn more about the actual trading and doing research into companies, etc. And this is where I'm not really sure if that's a problem or not. You could make the argument that like, okay, yeah, maybe it's smart for my future wife to have an understanding of investments. Sure, I can buy into that maybe, because like finances are important in building a family. Okay, but I don't know if I like it. The other thing was fitness. When we had met, I had just lost 40 pounds, so I was in decent shape, but he didn't have a ton of muscle. Meanwhile, he's pretty jacked. I'm pretty jacked too. I also love falafels. So that really kiboshes my fitness goals, unfortunately. He takes the gym very seriously and weighs all his food, even when we go out and stuff. About a year into our relationship, I hurt my leg and have been out of commission. I gained about 20 pounds during this period, which has honestly been really hard for me because I worked so hard to lose the 40 pounds. But clearly my diet just needs a revamp because last time it was diet plus exercise that I did, but that's not the point. The point is, he's made it clear that this is something that he doesn't exactly like. Long story short, from the beginning of our relationship, after the rose-tinted glasses, he has not been affectionate at all in terms of words of affirmation. He never compliments me or says cute stuff to me or even really says anything nice. When I bring it up to him, he just says he's not like that with anyone, and it's not that he's not thinking these things, but that he just doesn't say them, but he'll try. However, he said once that he thinks because he values fitness so much that he thinks he would have more affection for me if I was more at his level. Basically, if I lost weight and had a better body. What? Get out! Get out! Get the hell out of here! That's so dark, dude. Okay, oh yeah, you want words of affirmation? Yeah, I'll give them to you, but like, you have to earn them. That's so backwards, man. I've talked about this in previous videos. weight is something that fluctuates with life. I'm not really sure how to take all this because he genuinely has a good heart, but it just feels like he's constantly telling me I'm flawed, whether it be because I don't read enough, go to the gym enough, diet enough, save enough, etc. And one part of me is thinking it's good because he's only saying it because he cares and wants the best for me. But the other side is thinking, does this guy even like me? He's just constantly telling me to strive for more, but it's like, will I ever just be enough? He's trying to mold you into the perfect wife that he envisions for himself. And of course, he's a ne'er-do-wrong kind of guy, right? The thing about me is I like to be outside and I love hiking and things like that. But Charlotte doesn't do too well outside, especially in the heat. Like I'd love to go for a hike in the mountains, especially in the summertime, but for her, she gets really faint. And that's okay. And through this guy's eyes, that would be like, well, I can't be with someone who can't hike. Whereas through my eyes, I see it, well, you know, that's something that I like to do, she can't quite do, but it doesn't take away from our relationship because we have a lot of other things in common and I still love her. And just because she doesn't hike, it doesn't mean I don't want to be with her. I love her for who she is. And I think like in this situation, like if he wants to be with a girl that checks every box, then marry a fucking robot. Because truthfully, there is no such thing as a perfect partner out there. They may check a bunch of boxes, but there's always going to be things about them, faults and all. And that's totally normal, that's human. But to insinuate that you would like her more and show her more affection if she lost some weight, I just don't love that at all. Anyway, all this to say, we talked about marriage recently because he just got a job and he said one of the reasons he wouldn't want to propose right now is because my body isn't where he would want it to be. He said that?
Ha ha, very funny, motherfucker.
Oh my God, dude. That is so fucked up. And just like, for sake of argument, you propose now, like you have what, a year minimum to get in shape if you, anyways. Not that I'm gonna even indulge that stupidity. And he says he's not saying this just for vanity reasons, but also mindset because he wants to be with someone who has the same mindset of taking care of their body, etc. I don't eat unhealthy or anything. I just can't be as physical as I want because of my leg. It's getting better though. I guess I could have a stricter diet though and calorie count. So all this to say, is it reasonable for him to not want to propose until I achieve these things he wants from me? Or is he asking for too much? Doesn't even like me and is leading me on until he finds something he thinks is better. I hope you hear yourself. Ugh, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. The fact that he's waiting for you to get in better shape before he proposes to you is so vain. I don't know if he's trying to lead you on until he finds something better. I think more likely, he's trying to turn you into this image that he has in his head of a perfect woman. Does everything that he wants, looks the way that he wants, has the same hobbies, has the same habits, sustainable, all this stuff, whatever image he has in his head. I'm not sure this is the best, most constructive, healthy relationship, but let's keep going. Some additional context. His parents, especially mom, loves me. Yeah, but you're not marrying his mom. She really wants us to get married and has told me many times she's so happy we're together and honestly treats me like her own daughter. His family does little things like throw me little B-Day parties. Aww. We have an edit. I'd like to clarify that he says he loves me and only says these things because he wants the best for me and holds me to a high standard.
You sure about that?
He says he's super ambitious and just wants to be with someone who shares that too. I don't feel like I'm not ambitious though. I have a bachelor's and a master's and a full-time job and even recently got promoted and he still lives at home. I'm just gonna say that one more time and he still lives at home. I don't want to propose to you until you look perfect. Also, hold on one second. Ma, what are we having for dinner?
Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf?
And I like to read too, just not as often as him, and even play around with building apps, etc. But I also just prioritize community and being with family and friends. So I don't know, maybe to him that's a lack of ambition. Edit 2. I've talked to my brother and my brother was saying that the weight loss thing was reasonable of him to want because of how much he values fitness. So obviously someone who puts so much time and effort into having a certain physique is going to want that for their partner, which to be honest, I understand. For me, it's more so using it as a condition. Like right now, I just can't put 110% into that because of my leg. And my brother did agree on that part, saying it shouldn't be a condition because marriage is a lot more than just about looks, especially since it's not like I'm against working out, etc. Your brother's giving you bad advice. I don't know if he might be a very good brother, but that was not great advice. The top comment. When you typed this all out, did you still think you wanted to marry this guy? This is a long comment, but it's pretty good. I couldn't read the whole thing. What happens if you guys have kids and you're pregnant? Does his affection stop because you gain weight? And then when you give birth, weight loss can take a back seat. You will honestly be taking care of children all the time, even when you're working. But you earn that body by bringing kids into the world. It's harder to lose weight after pregnancy because it is genuinely hard to find time outside of work and childcare to get to the gym. But you know what? He will find the time to get to the gym and you will be stuck taking care of the kids, the house, and everything else because he will find ways to make it seem like you you aren't doing enough, but you still won't have gym time. The weight loss requirement to get engaged is just one added thing to set a goalpost, and that goalpost will move once you achieve it. In my opinion, it is not a reasonable goalpost. People gain and lose weight over their lives, as I said before. It's normal. You had an injury, but apparently he didn't care enough for the cause of the weight gain. He's not coming from a place of care. He's coming from a pure aesthetics viewpoint, and isn't that scary? This guy is a loser. My God, these comments are roasting him, and as they should. Nothing against day traders, but like, this bro lives at home with his mom. He's day trading in the basement, and all he has is free time because he has no boss, right? So he's going to the gym. This guy's getting roasted. I have one more under the sub comment. I mean, he's a guy who has nothing going for him. He looks good probably, and that's it. What I just said. Day trading? Jesus, he's the epitome of a himbo. Says nothing nice, does nothing that seems like he cares for her, forcing her to exercise even when she's hurt. All he has is a lovely mom, and of course his mom wants him out of the house with a suitable match. Yeah, that's exactly right. She obviously wants you to marry him so she can get him the f out of her house. And also, you're probably a wonderful person. He's new in his job. Just let him climb the corporate ladder a bit higher, and suddenly she's too old, not pretty, not valuable enough. See, he started to make these demands when he entered a circle with like-minded men. He will move the goalpost a bit every time, or will just leave her anyways. I like this one. This is a good way of putting it. The vibe I'm getting here is he wants someone who matches all his interests, is perfect, and never complains. It wouldn't be for me. It doesn't seem like he's excited about you. Just open to accepting you if you meet all of his demands. Think about whether that is something you want to deal with for the rest of your life. This guy's been living in his mom's basement for his entire life, and he's making very unrealistic demands when he lives a very unrealistic life. Yeah, this response. The concept of a basement dweller man who day trades unsuccessfully for 2.5 years before finding a job, telling her, an engineer who's been working a stable job and could support herself, that he is open to accepting her if she can meet all his demands is insane. Yeah, no kidding. I think this one puts it best. Girl, why not just date someone who likes you? This is ridiculous. Totally agree. Leave this man immediately. This is a walking red flag. If he's like this before marriage, it's only gonna get worse. I think my 35 female husband, 38 male, has forgotten my birthday. I am testing this by not reminding him. I don't get how people just like don't remember anniversaries or birthdays. You see it in the movies. I have that shit circled on our calendar. I think my 35 female husband, 38 male, has forgotten my birthday. I am testing this by not reminding him. I am a person who loves to show love by gift giving, and to a degree, I expect gifts at times. I like to feel appreciated with acknowledgement and even small gifts. I have a past of my parents, siblings, cousins forgetting about my birthday, and my husband is aware of my past and my preferences about birthdays. My husband isn't big on gifts, getting or receiving. Seems like a match not made in heaven. My birthday is coming up, and it comes shortly after Canada Day, which I find is a reminder for most people. My daughter has remembered my birthday is coming up. She generally is forgetful and is unable to get gifts for us without another adult helping. My best friend, 34 female, has reached out to see if we can do something together. My problem is, I think my husband will forget until the morning of, or completely forget. I haven't mentioned or prompted conversations that may remind him. I feel the urge to find out if he will forget something that will hurt me due to my past experiences. But is that unfair? We have known each other for over 10 years and have been married for 7. Share your opinions, what you would do, please. Thank you. The optimist in me is maybe he's planning a surprise, but it sounds like he's not a big gift giver or receiver, as you said. I love surprises. I love birthdays. I love doing fun things, but some people don't, and that's okay as well. But if you know that your wife has had a troubled past when it comes to people remembering her birthday, giving her attention, and you know that she's a great gift giver, instead of copping out and saying, I'm not really big on giving gifts, why don't you sort of embrace it, and because it's important to her, you start being more of a gift giver. I guess the question is, okay, it's your birthday and he forgets or remembers the morning of. What is your goal with that information? Now you know, and then what? Yeah, it's true. Like, what if he forgets? So this is a response to that comment, because I was wondering, like, what do you do with that information? I'm gonna give a useful scenario. Say OP wants her partner to show more consideration in general and more care in big events in general. Maybe this has been communicated, but husband is doing just enough with being reminded and handheld. Maybe the information of you literally forgot my birthday can springboard a productive conversation about how he needs to change. In such a case, OP shouldn't be angry or pissy, just disappointed and needing a conversation to change. So it could be a springboard to break the status quo. I agree. Yeah, maybe this is a way of being like, okay, here's a test. You didn't remember this. You know it's important to me. Like, I don't want to have to handhold you. I want you to take initiative. And maybe you've had this conversation before. Maybe this is a more sinister test. He's done this a lot, and if he does this again, I'm gonna consider separating from him. To be honest, it would make me feel not important or appreciated enough if my partner forgot my birthday. It sucks, OP. If he does forget, you should tell him your feelings. His reaction will tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, if he says like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I forgot, whatever, then like at least there's some sort of accountability and empathy. If he's like, yeah, well, you know I'm not big on gifts, that's a red flag. OP responded, I just need to know what happens if I don't remind him. I understand that will lead to my own personal consequences. It feels bad to remind him of my birthday, Mother's Day, anniversary every year. Every year? You have to remind him of all these things? We have technology to help. I have made suggestions and have sent gift ideas, date ideas in the past. I feel like I've talked to and aided him so much in the 10 years. What happens if I don't? Honestly, maybe deep down, maybe in your subconscious, you're looking for an excuse to leave him because you want to be with someone who's affectionate, who cares about you, who treats you the way you deserve to be treated. This could be the catalyst for that change. I hope you guys figure it out. It's super sad. I understand this completely, but you're also setting yourself up to be hurt. No easy answers here. You probably know deep down that he's not going to remember, or he's going to make an excuse for not remembering or giving you a gift. So you're setting yourself up for pain. You do realize this scenario is quite ridiculous in this era of computers and smartphones, right? You should sit down with your husband one last time and ask him if, 1, he remembers what your birthday is coming up, and 2, if not, ask him why when it's obviously important to you. You could set multiple reminders on his smartphone, 1 month, 1 week, and 1 day before, so he is on notice, but more concerning is your statement that your husband isn't big on gifts, giving or receiving. Why? Again, especially when it's important to you. This is what I said as well. Or simply that he's inept and has zero clue what to get you. See, that is an interesting concept, right? Like he could say that, like I'm not big on gifts, but maybe he's not attentive and thoughtful enough to buy you a gift that you would like or you would want. If this is the only serious problem in your relationship, then the easy fix is to stop expecting anything from your husband and buy your own gift. Or create an Amazon folder called Wife Gift Ideas and start saving items you'd like that you won't necessarily buy for yourself. Please believe me, you're not alone. I've been married over 40 years and my husband has a difficult time buying gifts for me unless I hold his hand while he does it. LOL. I don't know why I said it like that. Happy birthday, dear. Ultimately, you should leave this guy. You should have left him a long time ago. And I just want to say happy birthday to you and to Canada, for that matter. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, you're gonna love this one. Come hang out in the comments with me. And of course, subscribe.